Why do some people go to the gym for months and still look the same, while others get rapid results? 2 years ago, back when the gym was still open, I trained with a master level functional trainer who I still owe a lot to today. And in the same 4 months where I went through a rapid body transformation, I saw the same people go to the gym day in, day out. They worked harder than me, they were in the gym longer, and they still look the same. And I always wondered why, right? And in the change room, when I was working out with a buddy of mine, and I was saying how I eat McDonald's all the time, pre-workout, post-workout, and there was a guy in the gym who overheard this, and he said how he couldn't do that, and how he had to eat chicken and broccoli, he had to meal prep, and there's no way that he can get results by eating McDonald's. And here I am thinking, I'm in superior shape compared to this guy, so I wonder why he has to be that strict. There must be something different, right? And that prompted me to do a lot of research to answer these questions, to discover why exactly it is that some people get better results than others. Now, chicken and broccoli sounds really boring to me. In fact, any type of meal prep that I see these days look really, really boring, right? And no one can really stick to some kind of meal plan for long. And in fact, I don't believe in meal plans at all. And this is what's wrong with the fitness industry today. They've managed to convince the average person like you and me, who actually have full-time jobs, to adopt the ways of people who actually live for fitness, right? We're not the same. And in fact, those people are actually missing out on creative ways to unlock true potential that you and I can do, because we are more free in our ways of thinking than adopting dogmas and ways of doing things that it's accepted in the fitness industry. We have to remember that bodybuilding is a man-made creation, and nowadays it's basically purely commercialized for profit, right? And when that is the case, you have to really ask deeper questions in order to discover the truth. When you look deeper than the average person, you will get to the truth, and the truth will get you extraordinary results. But we can take from bodybuilding what's useful, and there are a lot of useful things. It's like when Bruce Lee developed Jeet Kune Do, right? We don't discriminate, we studied all schools of thought out of respect for them, even CrossFit, and we understand them in order to know first principles, in order to reach the most optimal way to get the results that we want.
You see, actually, I do not teach, karate, because I do not believe in styles anymore. I mean, I do not believe that there is such thing as like Chinese way of fighting, or the Japanese way of fighting, or whatever way of fighting, because unless human beings have 3 arms and 4 legs, we will have a different form of fighting. But basically, we have only 2 hands and 2 feet. So styles tends to not only separate man, because they have their own doctrines, and then the doctrine became the gospel truth, that you cannot change, But if you do not have styles, if you just say, well, here I am, as a human being, how can I express myself totally and completely? Now, that way, you won't create a style, because style is a crystallization, I mean, that way, it's a process of continuing growth. I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
If you minimize ego, you will get extraordinary body transformations and incredible energy very, very quickly. You will burn fat, you will build muscle at a very fast pace, much faster than the average person. And a better looking body is just a byproduct of that, right? But minimizing the ego, we can find out exactly what we need to do and ignore everything else that don't matter. Doesn't mean that we're not going to be confident. Ego and confidence are 2 completely different things. And unfortunately, society today kind of groups them as one. At the end of the day, you and I are not gym bros, right? We are busy professionals with intelligence, and we can apply critical thinking because we're above average. I know you're above average, And being above average and using critical thinking is what's going to get us extraordinary results way faster than the average person. What I say on this channel over time is going to offend the average person, but I don't really care. Thinking above the average person is what's going to allow you to get to sub 10% body fat very easily, remain there all year round while having a full-time job and plenty of time left over for entertainment or whatever you want to do. You want to start a YouTube channel, you want to pursue some additional hobbies, you can do whatever you want with a lot of time. You actually do not need to work out that often. I'm in my mid-30s now. I don't have any time to waste. I don't want to live some kind of 20-year-old bro life, and I don't believe what people say about you having to accept that you have a slower metabolism in your 30s or 40s than your 20s. No, you do not, and I'm living proof of that, right? And I know many other people who are in the same situation who basically just like eat an insane amount of food and can get away with it while remaining shredded because they've learned how to hack their metabolism to be so high that they can basically just process food optimally. Most people are only using 1% of their brain power, and what that does, it limits you in every single way, including your physique, right? And to go above and beyond the average person, we need to think above the average person and use more than 1% of our brain. If you think like the average person, you will be average. You will get an average body, right? You will get average results, average income, average everything. And I don't want to be average. I don't accept that I am average. Therefore, I'm going to figure out how to not be average. And I'm going to show you exactly how on this channel. I know because I was an average person. In fact, I was below average in many, many ways, including physical health, especially gym, right? In gym class, I consistently got D's growing up. In fact, the highest I ever got was a C, maybe a C+, right? And I basically stopped taking gym as soon as I could. But humans are special in that we have free will. It's always a binary decision to stay the same or get better, and the choice is yours. And I made my choice. I decided to get better. Right? I don't consider myself very smart, but I am very persistent. And persistence is the key to a lot of the results that I have, whether it's income, professional life, or fitness, right? And this is what you need. You need to have enough self-respect to say to yourself that you're not a loser, so you're not going to act like a loser, right? You're not a slob, so you're not going to eat like a slob or train like a slob or act like a slob in any way. So you really owe it to yourself to think this way. How you think is what's going to determine what your life is going to be like. To get truly extraordinary results in fitness or life or anything, really you just need to do two things, right? Number one, dare to think beyond the average person. Think bigger. Once you think bigger, even if it's impossible, even if people say it's impossible or whatever people say, you really do not give a F about anyone or anything that doesn't matter to you because you believe in yourself and you have nothing to lose. And that is the mentality that you need to adopt. Once you have that mentality, number two, all you have to do is look at the world and look at the foolishness and stupidity and ignorance and avoid the mistakes that people make, right? People have already made so many mistakes that you can just learn from them and avoid them. And it should be very easy because there's so much abundance of stupidity in the world. By not making mistakes, you gradually move forward towards your destination in an optimal path. It's like that game, Snakes and Ladders. It's also like investing. If you're not careful, it only takes a few bad moves to set you back tremendously. The same thing with fitness, right? If you're chronically doing some movement wrong, you're gonna get injured. Or if you just perform one single movement wrong in a workout, and you get injured, that sets you back tremendously, right? And the worst mistakes are those that kind of are subtle and they compound negatively. So over time, you're basically wasting time. You're actually kind of like investing in a stock that's in a company that's slowly dying. It's okay to be ignorant. We're all ignorant in some aspect, right? At some point in our lives. But it is not okay to stay ignorant. That's the definition of foolishness, right? We don't want to be fools. And once you recognize ignorance, ask questions deeper to figure out why are they thinking this way. And then when you recognize fools who choose to continue to be ignorant, just stay away. In upcoming videos in this series of common mistakes, I'll dive into the details of how these mistakes translate and manifest themselves into bad workout habits that prevents people from getting the extraordinary results that they want, right? And this is what's going to help set you apart from those that are working out constantly but still look the same versus those who work out just a little bit and get extraordinary results. Until next time, stay strong, my friend. Peace.
With